Good morning, everyone. Um, really loving that new build-up part. Sounds very, it's like spooky almost, and super weird, which is right up my alley. Um, just a couple things that I want to add in there um, to start to fill that out into the full vision of what's in my head. Um, yeah, so I think in do like a power chord ring out. Maybe I think it might be at like 33 here. So I'll show you where. So I want to do like a real pretty echoey chord right here, right there. I don't know if we'll have this part doubled. We might leave this out and then. Um, so yesterday was the first time that I listened to the mix through my monitor speakers, which is primarily for the past 6 or 7 years what I've used. Not these headphones very often. Uh, so there was definitely some wonkiness on my end. So if you were hearing that, hopefully you'll start to see me move in the right direction again. I probably need a good couple hours alone in my house with those speakers and a reference track and stuff to make sure we're on track. But I know that like I got us a little closer. The kick was a little boxy. Thought it sounded great in these headphones, or as good as I could get it. And then as soon as I heard it on the monitors, I was like, nope, that's not it. So that's gonna take a little more work. Um, just the levels were very off for some stuff. So and I was just listening to some music before I hit record this morning just to kind of get an idea of where I'm at. I definitely think there's room to take out a ton of low frequencies from the cymbals. I've always been the type where I just like to do a high pass filter on them, and pretty much just keep stuff that's over 1K, I guess. But I thought that might be bad form. And now I'm starting to not care again because the song that I listened to was Direct Flight by the Wong Notes. And his hi-hats were just silky and high and like present but soft. The clunky lower frequency sounds were not really present at all. He had a pretty panned over pretty far on the hi-hats. His kick and snare were quieter than mine and much snappier, especially the snare, but mine were close. So I moved a few things around volume wise since we stopped recording yesterday. But nothing major that you would have missed out on or I would have been concerned about. Um, I have been told to stop spending money on this temporarily. So I think I think I'm gonna get one more microphone, um, probably just an SM57 actually, and mic up those toms. I got the batter head, the new Emperor Black Suede for the 10-inch tom. That came in yesterday or the day before, and then I've got Remo pinstripe resonant heads that should be here in a couple days. So as soon as we get those uh, swapped out and get the toms tuned up, we'll do the tom recording. Um, the AKG 170 backup should be here today, so that'll help me experiment, and we'll get some crash cymbals in there along with our ride and hi hat and stuff. Um, I may have to re-record some of the ride and hi-hat parts, but that should be pretty simple at this point, because at least I have a track to play along to also. So we're moving right along. Um, I think this morning we'll work on this, build up some more like we have been the past 4 or 5 sessions, and this part sounded pretty cool and pretty dialed into me. So it definitely benefited from the less is more type mindset. So yeah, and then the bass, gosh, man, the bass, on the song I was listening to this morning is, it's so loud compared to this, and like, I'm really hesitant to just like slam the master bus with like a limiter just to have that same loudness. But we've got some work to do, and again, it's important to remember that we're still technically in the song building phase. We're tracking stuff, we're working on the arrangement. So we're not fully in the mixing phase. We're not actually in the mixing phase at all. There's going to come a time where we need to, probably drop these faders down and start over, and bring them up one at a time, and fill out the mix. But we shall get there. So let's get this guitar and figure out what these two chords are that we need. We need one. So I'm thinking about a one, kind of an open, pardon my yawn, like an open, I think it's like a G sharp add 7 that we did for that keyboard chord. I like to do it like a nice open ring out where the strum is pretty articulated. Maybe starts half a beat before the downbeat. That's what I've had success with in the past, is just having it get to the top, like the last note or two of the chord right on the downbeat. Having a little bit of an early start seems to benefit. Oh, I remember the other thing. So the other thing that could be a hindrance to us is we are only on a 14-day trial of the Corey Wong amp. So probably not a great idea to use that, but I really like that wah effect on the right channel that we've been using. I think it's his postal service or something, Postman. His effect pedal built into the neural app. So we might change that, or I might find a way to make a sacrifice somewhere else, so that I can get that amp, the last microphone, and then we got to stop spending money for a month or two, because we're doing fine, but wife's between jobs now, so so yeah, let's do this. I'm also picturing on the wah guitar like a kind of a cool, just a strumming pattern. So that could be something cool to add into. Almost, it's giving me like a flashback to Roulette Dares, I think it is, from oh no, it might be Drunk Ship of Lanterns. I think it's what it was called. It's two Mars Volta songs from D. Louse and the Comatorium. Awesome album. And those two songs in particular were some that I jammed out to so many times. So that's kind of, I'm hearing that, and we might add that in as well. So let's we'll get down here to let's just hear this part one more time. Okay, so for that to work, we've got the Gentology left channel, so we want to save the right power chords right here. We don't want the left to play because that guitarist is technically playing this other build-up part. And then we need a heavy ring out. I think it's either at 29 or... Yeah, no, it might be at 33. So let's do guitar chord. Sometimes I just like a clean track. I can add a different color. I can see it right away. And input 2. Okay. Let me tune this thing real quick. All right. We are tuned up. I think I can probably just solo this. So it, yeah, let's just do. Okay, solo, record, and record. Okay, so the reason I'm doing that is because, oh no, I saved the amp settings. And if I know myself, I probably, well, maybe not. So I was doing this funny thing. Before I changed computers, I was trying to do all my recording in separate tracks. So like I had a song file, project file, and then I'd have to minimize that and have another project file for guitars. And it'd be a lot of copying and pasting. The problem is that it starts to mess up with the archives of files. And then I was trying to save everything to external hard drive, and it just was like not pulling. I would keep, every time I would load up the project, I'd get, missing file stuff. And so that was a benefit of upgrading the computer this summer was, just it's faster and there's more storage and I don't have to do weird stuff like that anymore to get by. All right, so let's see where this would be. Unsolo. Right here. Okay, so we've got a ring out. And then we'll just use this new one. What it did. Okay, Heavy Rhythm was the guitar we used. So we'll bring this up here. And that is the Abasi amp again. Heavy Rhythm. Okay, that's gonna work out, I think. Let's bring this back down and I will just, oh, I remembered. No, I was gonna do it that way. Well, what's the difference here? It might just be because it's not amped that I keep thinking that I'm missing something from the original way that I recorded it, but it's probably because it's not amped, it's not picking up the little in-between stuff that I did. Yeah, see that there? It's interesting. Actually was fairly clean on the timing. Okay, well, I'm not sure that I might just end up going with the really nicely edited one. But for now, just so I can kind of have some control, this is rename. Come on, man. All right, let's hear that. that's it. So I think the second time through, we either come up with something slightly different, or we put like a filter effect in just so it's not too repetitious. And I kind of like how it dips. So at 21, we're coming out of the energy of the intro. And I imagine a falling of the energy down into this. So by the time you get to 29, I want this to be real quiet and simple. Like this is going to be the most mellow point of this whole thing should be at of this first 37 bars should be right at 29, and then we can come back in. So if we filter out these guitars and just put a little effect on them, it'll just take them out of the mix and give you the sense that that you had changed parts without actually needing to come up with anything new. Because I want it to be kind of so quiet that it would be silly to come up with something new, perhaps. Or it might be really easy and we'll do it, another day or later today. Who knows? That's my gut feeling, though. So we need a G sharp chord, and like I could figure it out, but sometimes G sharp chords on guitar. Ten ways to play. So a bar chord is one way. So that's one. I don't know, five. Oops. One. Ugh. 10. Yeah, we'll just do it. We'll just do it my way. All right, so guitar record 2 again. Now. might be the chord. I mean, this is why sometimes I just struggle to learn music theory, because it's just easier for me to play by ear and just figure it out. All right, one more. Let me just double check the tuning real quick. Okay. All right, let's get this. Okay, that's one thing that I hear. Very simple. Okay, so we need a clean amp there, because that I definitely am hearing clean, but it needs to be on the left channel because I want it to switch back from the right channel who's been playing the most recent part there. And then on the right channel, we'll have something like... something like that. Okay, we need... Oh, this is going to be... was factory neural clean my soul, I think I was using. We'll put a nice delay on it. Yeah. maybe something like that could change. We clicked once on the guitar there. Hopefully it wasn't during a tracking. Excuse me. Maybe something. Okay. Let's get some delay on that. I'm not hearing any. So weird. Clean my soul. Clean my soul. That is super strange. Oh, I bet it's because it... No? Alright, well, we'll put a Valhalla delay on there. Well, it's not exactly what I want, but something like that. Do palm muted or open. Let's see what we like best. Liking it with a filter of some sort on it. Let's go bus guitars. Turn that off. And let's go with the what did I used to use all the time? Oh, I haven't reactivated my Simplon. I think that's why I'm, what is it? Fab filter? Enter license. Let me see if I can get my license number here. Sorry to do this on the screen with you, but this is getting ridiculous. I like really simple tools. When I need a filter, I just want a super simple filter. Fabfilter.com. Very curious about the FabFilter Twin synthesizer. Let's see here, the Simplon view license key. Okay. Copy. Paste. Okay. Thank you. There we go. No, I don't want to close the host. Come on, man. Okay. That's not it. Studio 1.6. It just occurred to me that I still have to buy Studio 1.6 too, so that's not great. I'm probably gonna have to get that in like 2 weeks too. That's really annoying. I don't know why I'm being so cryptic. I don't think it matters. My wife got laid off, so that's why we thought we thought she was gonna not get a promotion, but a transfer um, back west. And then, like right when we started planning on that probably being the next step for us, they were like, "No, we're actually gonna put that position on hold and reevaluate some things." And that kind of was a red flag um, for us. So, and we were really disappointed because we were kind of excited to move. And then sure enough, a month late, we had a month of limbo now where we were like, well, maybe something will happen, maybe something won't. And then all of a sudden she had it's so crazy that, she's in pharmaceuticals. So it's, really big, super corporate. They were like, just put a time for everyone to be on a conference call, mics muted, cameras blocked out, and everything. It was like all scripted. It's like, okay, everyone, you're not working tomorrow. Be sitting by your phone, and we'll call you and let you know if you have a job. So my wife didn't, but it's really it's just the territory and a business thing. It's not a reflection on her. But it's a little crazy. I think in the end it's going to pay off for her personally. Um, so I think she'll either have a higher position somewhere else or more money or both. That'll be great. But so that's why I'm like, all right, I've spent enough money on this operation. And I was so close. I told you I was so close to buying those $350 drum microphones, and now I'm not doing that. I'm looking for a used SM57 right now, and we can call it good with that. All right, so we got that. We should have the filter now. We'll put it back on our guitar bus. Okay, and then we're gonna have to do some automation, but that's no problem. Guitars. We want to automate. We want to write. No, we want to read. Ooh, we do want to write, I think. Let's try that. I'm not sure it even got any of that. I don't think it did. All right, let's just do read. So, all right, we want to do on the, no. Read. Edit automation. Okay, now we want to guitars. Inserts, fab filter, filter to frequency, add. So now filter one. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Oh my God. It seriously feels like I'm gonna blow out my neck when I turn my head and sneeze like that. My upper body is jacked up right now. Filter one frequency. Add. Okay. So it is going to start here. It is going to come down to 29 and then build back up. These aren't routed for the guitars. Yep. It's a little peak there. Automate that too. Let's go add remove console. Where am I? Bass guitars, insert, fab filter, peak. console, bus guitars, inserts, app filter, filter to frequency, add, close. Okay, so now another decision to be made. When do you stop the kick? Do you stop it there with the ring out? Or do you let it keep driving? I left two kicks playing this whole time. Little crazy stuff like that, man. That must be because they're grouped, maybe. It's gonna like drastically change things. Filter's a little too low there. We might put a more advanced filter right there to something to add some kind of color. But for now, I'm trying to keep it subtle. I hate putting automation in this early into the process because I'll forget that I did it, you know. That's why I don't like to have a lot of bus plugins happening yet. I like to save this like plug-in headroom for me, so I don't forget that there's things influencing the sound way later in the processing chain that I'm not thinking about in the current moment. So that's generally my thinking. that wah effect on that guitar really makes it cut through the mix. You notice that that filter is not really working on it the way that it's working on the left channel there. It's a bit of homeowner advice for you. Well, you don't have to be a homeowner to have this. Don't try to power wash a rug. It didn't ruin the rug, it just didn't clean it. And we have this living room rug that is giant. I think it's 16 by 12 maybe. It's a huge rug. And I spent like an hour and a half power washing it, like starting in the middle and just trying to push dirt out and everything because it gets so filthy with the dogs. We had like a lot of dirt and mud for a little bit as I was redoing planters and areas of the yard in the spring. So I took it out of the living room and like it's been sitting in the garage for like 2 months now. I tried to power wash it the other day. It weighed like 200 pounds once it was all wet, and I had to figure out how to get it up off the deck. Um, and then it dried, and I flipped it over and opened it up. It doesn't look any cleaner. So I looked over and saw that thing there and just shook my head. So yeah, that's just a little bit of small talk for you. Area rugs, man. Hear that? It's like the filter's like not working on that thing. Get rid of those horns temporarily. That part feels so far away from the way that I'm hearing it in my head. Hopefully it's just one small change that gets us there. I think it's gonna take some real precise, it's like side chaining and enveloping to get it to really womp, womp, womp. Um, I thought about yesterday, I was thinking about how I want to go about doing that, and I was thinking maybe like it'll give us an opportunity to open up Serum or something and do a like a polysynth super saw with a kind of a custom envelope for that part. Um, so we might get into that down the line. Really haven't done much synth work. It's been surprising. It's nice to be back on guitars though, man. There was a minute there where I didn't even pick up the guitar for a couple years. I just it was just all Serum all the time, just trying to figure that out and learn all its capabilities. So, and now I still use it when I need something really specific. But if it's bass or kind of a lead that's not going to require chords or anything, I usually just use that little Moog emulator. Just like the sound of that. I like, if I can ever get one of those, like a Behringer Model D, um, and actually have a hardware synth to play with in front of me, that's going to be the ticket for me, man. I don't think I'd ever open up one of those little VSTs again. So I was thinking that Behringer Poly version of the Model D I've seen, they're like 500-600 bucks. So maybe when I get enough subscribers and patrons and something else, maybe some other side job in the meantime, I can justify buying that. But right now we gotta get the studio worked out. That's kind of the nice thing about moving though, is I'm kind of getting to dictate that as we look into potentially buying a new house, I'm going to be making sure that there's a space for this, um, a space that is not, uh, like intrusive to the rest of the family, um, to where, like when it's like right now, I'm like literally in the middle of my living room. But if I had my own private space, I could do with it what I want in terms of decorating and acoustic treatment. And so that'll be one more thing to stress about as we shop for a house. All right, well, I think we're getting ready to close out this session. We got what it took a while to get there. I don't feel like we did a whole lot, but I got what I wanted to get done, which was first part two, the build up leading into the chorus. And I think we're getting to a point now where we're probably okay to start thinking about working on the chorus again. So let's just give one last listen before we go. Probably probably sound a little cleaner now without that double bass drum happening. I didn't even realize. That's silly, man. I think that's a decent stopping point for now. If we try to do any more, we're going to be entering into the, just the realm of working on a completely new part, and then we'd be here for another hour, and I'd love to do that. But I'd rather split it into two videos, even if I was to stop right now. So Thank you guys for hanging out once again. Session 15 of the song Rumination. And if you've been enjoying the video series or this was your first video, check out the welcome video, like and subscribe to the channel. And I did just start a Patreon account. I have nothing to offer you special for doing that. It's just to help me justify going forward and making this, somewhat of a job for me. So, but down the line, we'll come up with something cool for you guys. Some exclusive benefit for joining that. Until then, you guys have a great day, and we'll see you back soon.